everyone, nice to see you again. Welcome back to Pacific Front channel. Once again, we are at the end of the month. And as always, it's time for a monthly recap video. It's been a happy month so far with news from the Philippines and the air show going on in Singapore. But that's not the only story we have this month. So, without further ado, let's take a look at what happened in the Indo-Pacific region in February 2024. We're gonna begin our video with a story from Indonesia. On the first, the Indonesian Air Force Chief of Staff inaugurates the placement of Leonardo's RAT-31 DLM Long-Range Air Surveillance Radar on Radar Unit 221 at Ngeliep, East Java. Previously, this radar unit operated the Plessey AWS-2 both in the 60s. The RAT-31DLM is the mobile variant of the RAT-31 radar family with a foldable antenna and an equipment shelter which are housed in air-transportable 20-foot ISO containers. This configuration allows rapid deployment with high mobility and allows deployment in an unprepared position. The procurement of new radar itself started in 2019 with Leonardo and state-owned electronic company PT Len signed a contract to provide one RAT-31DLM radar for the Indonesian Air Force. The shipment was held in mid-2023 and was installed in its new home last month. RAT-31DL is a 3D surveillance radar that operates in the L-band frequency with an antenna span of 11 by 7 meter and a rotation speed of 6 RPM. It has a detection range of 400 km and an altitude of 30,500 meters. Moreover, it can detect the presence of a ballistic missile and equipped with an electronic countermeasure system. Besides Indonesia, the RAT-31DL is also operated by 14 other countries. I've been waiting for this radar for a long time, at least since my air defense video. As we discussed before, the Indonesian air defense sector, especially in the detection part, can be set obsolete in defending Indonesia against new types of aerial threats like stealth aircraft, drones, and cruise missiles. Before the arrival of RAT-31, out of 21 active radar units that the Air Force has, 75% of them are equipped with radar systems procured between the 60s and 90s. So this new radar replacement will be very helpful for Indonesia, especially in providing early warning and detection. Hopefully, the procurement of 13 Groundmaster 400 for the MOD won't take too long. Still from Indonesia, PTSSI, known for its P6 ATAF and French vehicle chassis manufacturer Texelis, signed a partnership agreement to develop an APC for the Indonesian Armed Forces. According to a press release by Texelis, the company will supply an undisclosed number of Celeris 4x4 chassis kits and will also provide a complete development and support package to customize the mobility solution for PTSSI. For information, the Celeris 4x4 chassis features 12 base kits, including axle, power pack, transmission, transfer case, and steering system. Also includes 30 optional kits depending on the configuration of the vehicle. The Celeris chassis weighs 4.5 tons including tires and can accommodate vehicles with a gross weight ranging from 13 to 18 tons. Under this partnership agreement, Texelis will deliver the initial kits for the Celeris 4x4 chassis to PTSSI in the first half of 2024, and the first prototype is expected to roll out before the end of 2024. What do you think the vehicle is gonna look like? Will it be just an APC? I hope PTSSI will make an MRAP. And looking at the timeline of the first prototype, I think they are planning to show it to the public at Indodefense 2024. Moving on to the Philippines got several new equipment they are waiting for this month. On the 16th, the Philippine Air Force received the second of two C-130H Hercules granted by the US government through the Excess Defense Article or EDA program. The aircraft, with tail number 5157, landed at Clark Air Base. Then, a few days later, the first batch of 5 Guarani 6x6 APC arrived in the Philippines. This delivery is part of the $46 million contract to supply the Philippine Army with 28 6x6 APC to equip two mechanized infantry companies of the Army's newly formed 1st Brigade Combat Team. Elbit System won the contract in 2021 with Iveco Guarani 6x6 as the platform. As a closely tied procurement to the light tank acquisition project, the Guarani is equipped with an Elbit turret, Torch X BMS, an A-Links communication system, and other Elbit subsystems. The rest of the order is expected to arrive before the end of the year. The story doesn't end there. This month, the DND announced that the Philippines and Sweden are working on the Implementing Arrangement or IA on defense material procurement. The IA is a document regarding the implementation of the MOU and establishes a commitment to develop long-term cooperation in the field of defense procurement. The arrangement is expected to be concluded and signed as one of the major outputs of the forthcoming inaugural Philippines-Sweden Joint Committee meeting to be held in March in Sweden. The DND clarified that this is not about the MRF acquisition project and pointed out that the procurement of the MRF is still open and ongoing. On to the next story. On the 16th, the Royal Brunei Air Force inducted the first two C-295 MW into service. The aircraft arrived in Brunei on 24 January last month. Two more aircraft are expected to arrive soon as part of a contract signed by Brunei and Airbus in December 2022. The aircraft will be used for combat and non-combat missions, including tactical air troop and cargo transport, paratrooper platforms, airdrop operations, VIP transport, HIDR missions, and SAR. This aircraft will replace a single CN-235 in service since 1997. To end today's video, let's look at several stories from Singapore Airshow 2024. As of the time of writing on day 3 of the event, some stories have caught my eye. First, Indonesia Aerospace and Honeywell Aerospace signed an MOU to jointly improve the performance, reliability, and mission readiness of the S-70M ordered by the Indonesian Army. The MOU also outlines potential collaboration in the localization of MRO capabilities for Honeywell avionics and mechanical systems on helicopters, as well as the manufacture and supply of harnesses by Indonesia Aerospace for Honeywell. Indonesia Aerospace also confirmed that they have secured a contract for the N219 for a military customer. A company representative told Janes that they have signed a $68 million contract for 6 airframes with the Indonesian MOD in November 2023. All 6 aircraft will be delivered to the Indonesian Army. Second, Singapore's ST Engineering and Airbus signed an agreement to provide MRO services to support the Asia-Pacific C-295 fleets with depot-level maintenance and turnkey solutions at its existing facility in Singapore. In Asia-Pacific, the C-295 is being used by 6 countries. Not only that, ST Engineering and Embraer signed an MOU to explore collaboration in key identified areas such as engineering, maintenance, and support service activities for the C-390 Millennium in the Asia-Pacific region. Both companies will also cooperate in products and services, including radars and line systems, C4I-STAR, border security, simulation, and advanced production methodologies. And that's it for today. 5 stories in the Indo-Pacific region in February 2024. There will likely be a lot more stories coming from the Singapore Airshow. I just don't have enough time to cover it all. Thank you for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.